Shalom. First start by giving on word on the Tia How by Shim Yao Shai by Shim Dash. Double on the teachers, tell us in the parts of great millstone, likewise, brothers put on this truth. Faithfully and the feeding the sheep and two brothers and sisters doing in Shalom. Today's lesson's titled Fate over Circumstances. Let's take a look at the word circumstances in the AI overview, and it means circumstances are the specific facts, conditions, or events surrounding and affecting a situation, person, or action. They represent the context such as environment, time, or finances that influence outcomes. Key types include economic, environmental, and personal factors, which can either mitigate or worsen situations. Now I want you to look down at key aspects of circumstances and let's look at impact on life. Circumstances are determining factors, sometimes causing unexpected, favorable, or unfavorable life changes. Example, being a victim of circumstances. Now here we are right now, in the latter part of Great Babylon America's Esau's kingdom, which is Great Babylon America, and the associated nations, that colludes with this man to bring wickedness upon this earth. And we're going to be put into a lot of circumstances, which are events or things that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai deem each one of us, to go through, as part of that trial, and we have to have the faith that we're going to make it through that. In fact, let's go into the book of John 14, verse 11. It reads, "Believe me that I am in the Father and the Father in me, or else believe me for the very works' sake. Verily, verily, I say unto you, he that believeth on me, the works that I do shall he do also, and greater works than these shall he do, because I go unto my Father. And whatsoever ye shall ask in my name, that will I do, that the Father may be glorified in the Son. If ye shall ask anything in my name, I will do it." And there's going to come a time, where we are going to pray to Yahweh Shai. He's going to give us the power of healing, bringing food into reality, give us the ability to defend ourselves or be of an offense to our attackers, and give us a way to escape, And this is going to be that fate that the Lord Yahweh Shemashai is going to put into each and every one of the men that are his true prophets. Let's go into the book of Isaiah 13, and starting with verse 11, it reads, "And I will punish the world for their evil, and the wicked for their iniquity, and I will cause the arrogancy of the proud to cease, and will lay low the haughtiness of the terrible. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man than the golden veg of Ophir." Now, why is man going to be more precious than fine gold? Because right now we can see what's happening in the headlines with World War III brewing. These nations, have had enough of Great Babylon America, bullying them, and right now they're taking a stance, starting with this country, ancient Persia, Iran, is saying, "We're not going to bow down to you. Bring it on." And so what is this going to create? As we can see right now, you have gas prices through the roof, oil prices through the roof, diesel prices through the roof, and every time people start to get on their feet, this devil creates another situation in which people continuously fall. What is it said? It's 2 steps forward, 1 step forward, 10 step back, and this is exactly the circumstances of most people right now. But we know that all of these things are to take place. In fact, let's go in the book of Revelation 13, start verse 16, because we know what this is going to lead to. And what eventually is going to happen, this order out of chaos, is going to create circumstances, we know it as Jacob's trouble, or the great tribulation, to many people, including us. It says, "And he caused it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name." Now imagine, you will not have the ability to buy or sell. No transaction. You can't own a business. You can't buy from somebody. You can't rent. You can't even have a driver's license because you pay for your driver's license when you go to the DMV. Okay, you got to pay for gas to drive your car. So you see how this is all going to be put together in such a way that one way or the other, you're going to bow down to this man if you want to be in his society. Okay, and this is where we are going to have that great test. Now we know, okay, amongst the heathens, okay, amongst these other tribes, and including some of our people, there's going to be that resistance, okay, because you can see that resistance right now in this divided kingdom, between the red and the blue, okay, but okay, that's going to create a whole lot of problems because you're going to have those people just like during 2020 where they roll up their sleeve and they all march down to those job clinics and without questioning, okay, what the hell they were taking, just out of great fear of losing what they had, they succumb, okay, to the bullying of this man, okay, I think it was Dan Biden, okay, and eventually Trump, okay, who was basically coercing people to take the job, okay, when we go into 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 68. And you have to understand this. There's no escape, okay, from the judgment from the Lord Yahweh Shai, okay? It says, for behold, the burning wrath of a great multitude is kindled over you, and they shall take away certain of you and feed you, being idle, with things offered unto idols. And they that consent unto them should be had in derision and reproach and trodden under feet. We already know our people. They have a love for Esau. They have a love for the way they can behave here in Great Babylon, America. They love being under the thumb of Esau. They like to be slaves. They like to be ruled over by the wicked, because they themselves are wicked. These are the same ones who voted for Yahweh Shai to be put to death rather than freeing him, okay, even though he was innocent, okay. And this is our people. Now, we're not even going to talk about the rest of these tribes because they are natural followers, okay? And whoever's in charge, they're going to follow. But those of you, okay, you Hebrew Israelites, or they're so-called blacks and Americans, Latinos, okay, when you bow down to this devil, he's going to laugh at you, okay? He's going to laugh at you. At the end of the day, you're not guaranteed that if you take the mark, that if you bow down to this man, that you're going to somehow eat. Okay, that you're going to live in peace throughout history, from the marches, from the civil rights era, all the way to right now, when Jacobs bowed down or begged the oppressor to ease up on them. What has come out of it? Not a damn thing. Our people are still rotting in prison. We still make it the majority of the inmates. Okay, we make it the majority of people that's unemployed. Doesn't matter if you have education or not. Okay. Because we weren't set up here, okay, to prosper. We were set up here as a punishment, okay? It says, for there should be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. Doesn't matter for you Latinos and Hispanics who, you like to pray to Caesar Borgia image, you like to worship the Virgin Mary, you like to hold that rosary and kiss it, and you have a big statue, right, white Jesus out there, I think out in Rio de Janeiro. Okay, and most of y'all fancy yourself to be so-called white people. Edomites. That's the reason why ICE agents make up Latinos and Hispanic make up 35%. Okay, of the ICE agents employed by the United States of America, and they have no problem beating their people down. Okay, and throw them into cages. Okay, how could you even live with yourself? The fact that you're throwing your brothers and sisters into cages, but you're going to be the ones that's going to be clinging on to this man, okay, and he's going to laugh at you and throw on you on the foot. I mean, he's going to put that sword to your throat, and he's going to throw your ass in a damn cage, and you deserve every bit of it. Okay, it says they should be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. So, here it is. If you a faithful follower of Yahweh Shai Mashiach, you're not going to take the mark. Okay, you're going to be thrown out of your house. You're going to be persecuted. So guess what? You have to have the faith that the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to give or grant you the ability to heal, being able to go to the hospital. Okay, and his medicine ain't no good anyways. Okay, what about food? We can't buy it. Okay, we don't have no farm to grow it. Okay, so we're gonna have to miracles will have to be performed. The food we will have to feed. You can have the men, okay. And I open up about with the scripture there in Isaiah, okay, 13, okay, and verse 12. It says that men are going to be scarce, okay, and only men that are going to be having the ability, and have their head on right, okay, and know what's taking place are going to be the men of the Lord. So it's going to be so few that's going to have to provide food and protection for women and children that is chosen to be saved through this tribulation, okay, and that's going to be the job, okay, of the men, okay. So you're not going to have a house. They're going to be taking away the goods, and we know this is going to create what, a backlash, and people are going to fight back, okay. Isaiah 65:14 reads, "Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow of heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit," because you gave up. First of all, you never had faith to begin with to be into this. The Lord did not select you to understand who you are or who He is. Okay, so you're trusting into what? Oppression. Okay, into the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. So you're going to be waxed, and you're going to have mental issues. The fact that, wait a minute, you did everything they say, yet still you're not benefiting. You're still being cast into these internment camps. You're still being put to death. Okay, you're still starving. Okay. In the meantime, the men of the Lord and the believers are going to be eating and well protected. In fact, when you go into Psalms 91, and verse 7 reads, "1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh to thee." Why? These Edomites, they're not gonna bow down the way Jake's bow down. They're gonna fight back. Okay, so there's gonna be a lot of conflict, a lot of killing, a lot of death, which is what the Lord Yahweh Shemashah likes. He likes death. Okay. "Only with thine eyes shall thou behold and see the reward of the wicked, because thou hast made the Lord Yahweh Shemashah, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. There shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling." Okay, so obviously we're still in the flesh, and so you're still going to need to eat. We could get sick. Okay, we still would in the flesh. We still be able to feel. Okay, and this is why you can have certain brothers who are going to have the ability to even perform all of these miracles. Okay, or be given some, some miracles to perform, okay, while others perform others. Okay, we don't know how the Lord Yahweh Shemashah is going to divvy out, okay, these abilities. Okay, let's close with the book of Revelation 2 and 10, because at the end of it, we know some of us are going to be, martyred, okay, meaning we're going to be put to death. Some of us are going to be cast into these cages. Okay, and here's what the Mashiach said. He says, "Fear none of those things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil, so-called white man Esau, shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Okay, so you're going to be in there and be like, wow, I've been throwing out prayers, left and right all day, and why am I inside here? So this is going to be a trial, man. It's going to, that's not going to be the time you're going to say, hey, to hell with it. Let me see if I can cut a doggone deal. Okay, we see how the Esau plays with the court system. Okay, and so at this stage we need to know what this. It says, "Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So even if it came down to the fact that they're gonna cut your head off or put you in a firing squad, so what? Okay, we get a crown of life afterward, and we go into our true form, which is the God forms. Okay, and then it's gonna be payback time for Esau. Okay, when you go to Jeremiah 16 and 16. Okay, right now we're fishers of men. When we come back, we're going to be hunters. Okay, and Lord willing, okay, I'm one of those men, and I know you brothers too have the same mindset. So this has been Faith Over Circumstances. Okay, Lord willing, let us edify, let close by giving all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash, Shalom.